Should you live with your siblings? The relationships that might affect how your business will perform. Should you have assets with your siblings? The family stops at the family home. Make sure that you don't become a kiosk of support. Hello, welcome to the Twineyo Show. In these parts, we are talking about the relationships that might affect your business, the relationships that might affect how your business will perform. In the previous episode, we talked about your parents. In this episode, we are talking about your siblings. Siblings are either your sisters or brothers or both. So we have seen, and I'm telling you this, examples of sisters and brothers, brothers and sisters having issues in the business, yet one would expect that these are one blood, as they say in English, that blood is thicker than water. One would have expected that the businesses run by siblings, by children of the same family, would succeed, and there would not be feud, conflicts within such businesses. So, should you have established a business with your sibling or your siblings? This is the question. And let me tell you like this. If possible, please avoid it. The right answer would be please avoid it, because in the future it is going to create challenges in your family. It might create you enemies. It might make your brothers and sisters your rivals, your enemies, and you are not talking anymore in future because of the business you established together. However close they are, even if they are very close and they are your friends, because again we know that in families, some of our brothers and sisters, some of them are close, they are our friends. Some are not our friends, they are just our brothers and sisters. Even when they are close and they are friends, I still discourage you. If you should have that business, make sure that it is a legal relationship. It is a relationship by law. When you are establishing this business, you should agree how much you are putting in. You should agree who will be the managing director or the general manager or the CEO, who will be the chief finance officer. You should agree who will do what. And you should agree that you have regular meetings. You should form, even when you are two, you should form what in normal business we call board of directors. Board of directors. You should have a board. You should compose a board. You should be the board for now until the business is very big. When the business becomes too big, you can compose. You can have a board of directors. So everything should be written down. Everything should be documented. Everything should be agreed, and possibly and rightly have a lawyer to have these documents legalized. Let them be official. And as I've always encouraged you, if you are going to start such a business, please have it legally registered by the laws of the land where you are establishing this business. Please, as much as possible, I know most informal businesses bring a lot of money, but try to formalize your businesses. because formalized businesses are better handled at law when issues arise. So that is what you should do. The other aspect would be, or the other question would be, should you have business, should you have assets? Should you have assets with your siblings? Should you have assets with your siblings? Again, only in a legal relationship, only when it is written, documented down. We need to know what shares are you having. We need to know, even if you are buying a plot of land or an apartment or a block of flats or a block of apartments or a farm or even a business, we need to know how much you are putting in, how much are you bringing into this business, how much are you bringing into this asset, how much are you contributing to this asset. One can contribute 10%, another one can contribute 90%. Another one can contribute 60, another one can contribute 40. If you are 4 siblings, you could contribute different shares. Even one can contribute 1%. There is no problem as long as legally these shares in this property are registered and recorded legally so that we know. I'm trying to prevent you having feuds, enmity, and even fighting and conflicts in the future when it comes that you want to share the proceeds or the returns from this investment, or even you want to share this plot of land, and you are saying we need to divide it equally. We need to divide it amongst ourselves equally, because yet you put in different amounts of money. These things have happened. We are not telling you stories. We are not on this show to tell you stories. I have witnessed them several times. You have also witnessed them several times. Where there is no documentation, please don't invest. Where there is no documentation, please don't buy an asset with your siblings. Let your siblings, if they can, one can afford, let him or her buy the property, buy the asset. But if you think you can amicably agree to all put in together your money and buy this asset, you should only legally. All your contributions, your money should be documented at the time you are investing in this asset. Because as you go in the future, this asset is bound to appreciate. The time you'll be selling it, in most cases, it will have it will make more money. And when it makes more money, that's when problems begin. That's when your brother will tell you, we need to share equally. That's when your sister will tell you, I need that we share equally. We all invested. Never mind how much we put in. We invested. We are siblings. We are brothers and sisters. We are a family. Please, the family stops at the family home. The family should not go outside in assets and investment. And don't bring conflicts because you have not legalized these issues. Another one, should you live with your siblings? Yeah? Should you live with your siblings? In most of developing countries, in Asia, in India, in Africa, in Brazil, and other developing countries, in these other countries, this is a touchy issue because sometimes You find your sibling who is older than you already has made money and can afford to house you, can afford to live with you, can afford to pay your rent. The question is, should you live with your siblings? This is what I would advise. If it were possible that your siblings, that your elder brother, your elder sister, or any of your siblings can afford to accommodate you in a different place, can pay your bills of rent, this would be the best. So that you begin to grow, so that you begin to mature as an independent person, as your own person, as your own human being. And also I advise you, don't be a dependent forever. You reach a time, get a job, get a hustle, or start a business, get an idea, become a content creator, pay your own bills, live on your own. Don't be dependent on your siblings forever. They might get tired of you, and when they get tired of you, they might push you away. Let me come back to this again. You can live with your siblings, but not for a long time. Live with your siblings as you prepare to be independent. Some of you have a habit of living with your siblings when they already have a family. Somebody has just married a wife. They are still a young couple. They want to enjoy their romance everywhere, in the sitting room, in the living room, in everywhere, in the kitchen and all these places. And then you are there peeping. And then you are there looking. You are affecting their new family. You are affecting their young family. Please think twice. The last part is, should you help your siblings? It could be with health, it could be with tuition, it could be with starting a business. And I say yes. You should help your siblings. You should, if you can afford, you can pay their tuition, get them a good education so that in the future they remember you, and they can also help others, and they can also stand on their own. It could be in health. You could give them medical care, support them so they can live happily in this life. You could also support them to start a business. Now, if it is to start a business, there are a few ways you can help them. One of them is that you start a business in which you have shares, you buy shares, you own shares with your sibling. But with the purpose that when your sibling becomes strong and can run this business on his own, you divest. You get out your money, you get out your part and leave it to him or her. Another part, if it is not enough money, you think it will not affect your other investments and your businesses and your income flows, you can help them with startup capital, some little startup capital, and so that they can stand on their own and start their business. Please, as I've always advised, make sure that you don't become a kiosk of support, that every time your siblings want support, they are coming to you as if you are a kiosk. They enter the kiosk, pick what they want, go out. Then come another day, pick what they want, they go away. Make sure that you don't allow yourself to be a kiosk for your siblings' support. In other words, don't become, allow your siblings to be permanently dependent on you, because then they will never grow on their own, then they will never start their own businesses, then they never have a job, then they never develop a career, then they never have families. And I have seen in some situations situations in the world whereby your sibling even starts a new family and he or she wants you to look after their family. They want you to keep looking after their family as you are looking after your family. This is not possible in the modern world, and it is not right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.